Welcome back to Hello Nigeria. We're counting down the hours, or rather, the days and weeks to the 2019 elections. How are you getting ready? Have you gotten your PVC? Have you joined a political party? These are the very valid questions we're asking you today. Now, away from you, we're looking at people who have started to announce their intention to run. Atiku Abubakar has declared his intention to run. That is the first story that we're going to look at. So, think about the story. Think about what you want to see, like what area, what side of the divide you want to be on. He's ported from one party to another. Let us know what your take is in. Okay, Chukwudi, so what's your side of the story?
Well, the truth
what's
is,
your take, rather?
The Constitution bestows upon Alhaji Atiku Abubakar the right to exercise his right to suffrage. Every Nigerian that has attained the age where you can, present yourself to the Nigerian people to elect you or give you the legitimacy or give you that position to hold in trust for them, you have every right and you are entitled to. It's good that he has thrown his hat into the ring this early, and this is time for Nigerians to scrutinize. I mean, he has joined about, the last time I counted, there were like 23 persons that have indicated their interest in the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a good thing. A population of, approximately 180 million persons. If we have 20, 25, 30 people who say they want to present themselves so that we can choose, very good for us. But he's doing that on the platform of the People's Democratic Party.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. I'll just read a few details here. Mr. Abubakar announced his candidacy in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, on Tuesday, 4 months after dumping the All Progressives Congress. The fact that they used dumping, first of all, sounds like shade. The former vice president said his decision to make the announcement in River State is because he believes River State Governor Nyesom Wike represents what he represented in 1998/1999 as the live wire of the PDP. So, yes.
Well, the truth is, like Nyesom Wike responded, he's not the live wire. Every member of the People's Democratic Party is an important stakeholder, and they are all live wires. I mean, he's just trying to be modest.
Of course.
But we have seen from the PDP convention that Nyesom Wike is a major player, and he's a strategist. You can even call him the sponge agaban, because now, if you look at the political terrain, they are trying their best to see how they can take advantage. But the truth is, in all of this, the most important people are the Nigerian people. And we must now begin to participate in the process. It's okay that you want to exercise your right to suffrage. Please vote for me. I will serve you. Good for us. But we must begin to scrutinize. And for me, as an individual, I would want to look at age. You understand? We want some, there's something about, a woman getting married to a man that is way older than she is.
Yeah.
You will not be able to talk to him anyhow, even though in marriage 1 + 1 is 1. But your conscience will be telling you out of respect. We need a president, even though you're president, you know that it's leadership by servitude. Yeah. We should be able to talk to you somehow. We can't be calling you daddy. And if you do plus or minus and check 2019, I think Alhaji Atiku Abubakar will be 72 or 73.
Very close to the age at which the current president...
That's not saying anything about his age or disqualifying him. But what I'm saying is, the Project Nigeria is one in which you must roll up your sleeves. You must be ready to, go the length and breadth of the country, trying to connect the dots and trying to see how you can serve the Nigerian people. We need somebody who is very, very strong.
Yeah,
that's not saying that 75 or 70-something is not strong.
It's not strong.
But the Muhammadu Buhari is also
might also be, obviously running for election again. But despite the age, Atiku Abubakar is a man who has tried to show his closeness or his love for young people. We've seen him, suddenly back young initiatives. We've seen him,
support.
Yes, he's tweeting, he's showing himself social media savvy, he's in with the millennials. So he's showing himself that despite his age, he's able to relate with Nigerians across all ages. Is that not something to talk about?
I mean, it's something to talk about because the truth is, if you look at the demographics of Nigeria's population, the young people or the youths constitute, I think, close to 60%, and that's a majority. And whatever mistakes we make today, we're going to suffer for it in the future. This is not saying people should leave us quickly, but the fact is, certain people will have to go before other people. We are praying for long life, but some people will go before because they are closer to the finish line before some of us or many of us. So if these people go, we are most likely going to leave the mistakes that we make today, or we're most likely going to enjoy the good that we do today. Yeah. So it's okay to tweet about Wizkid and Davido. It's okay to tweet about Wakanda and all of those things. But the truth is, we must see that willingness to carry everybody along. Let's talk about people who have mentored people. How many young people have been mentored by these people? It's not about tweeting. It's not about shading. It's not about being savage, because it would appear like that's what a lot of young people like when PDP tweets this, APC tweets that, and they say savage response. No.
Well, let's talk about PDP's response to APC. Now, PDP is the #1 opposition party in Nigeria, and some people have criticized them for being a very weak opposition. The only time it seemed like they've risen up to their task was when they bore in mind that, oh, election is around the corner, we need to make an apology, we need to start talking about APC not doing well. But for many Nigerians, they have said that they have failed as an opposition party, because for democracy to really thrive, we need to have a strong opposition party that keeps checking the government of the day. Has PDP been strong? What could they have done better?
First and foremost, it's important that we point out that there's no difference between the PDP and the APC. In fact, the opposition is even in the APC.
APC, that's right.
I mean, the truth is, if we go by basic definition of what the opposition political party or opposition political parties should be, it's not essentially antagonizing. It's trying to inform, enlighten, and educate people and present your policies that if we have the opportunity, this is what we'll do. All the political parties, okay, let me not say all, because I've read some important, articles by people in other political parties, and I see people doing their work. But the truth is, the major political parties have failed to deliver on this. Right. When the APC was in the opposition, it was attack, attack, attack. There was nothing about enlightenment and knowledge. Now that the PDP is in the same opposition, it's attack, 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 nothing.
Not even strong attack.
It would appear like these political parties are just concerned about attaining power. And that is not what the opposition is. Okay. You should also promote and engender public participation in politics.
Right. All right, so now, before we leave this story, let's look at previous character evidence. Now, for you to be able to appreciate what happens in the future, historical school of thought says you should take a good look at the history.
True.
Let's look at this man in focus who has decided to run for president. What was his story like when he was in government? How involved was he? Can we say that he was a very great vice president?
Well, I do not know Alhaji Atiku Abubakar personally. People who would even give it that people, perhaps those who know him personally, and will say, oh, he's business savvy, this is what he has done. But the truth is, the position of even vice president in Nigeria is a sit-down-look position.
Because I think Leah Sharibu is like the first person to be able to break free from that sit-down.
And certain people will tell you that the reason is not even breaking free.
I was going to say, he didn't break free.
It's not even breaking free. But now, the truth is, if you check the constitutional requirements, is you will do this if this person is not there. You will do this if this person is not there. If the person is there, or the person does not hand over to you, then you are automatically just there.
So it's basically because we had a lot of times when our president had to be absent.
Aside from that, other people looked at the situation and said, the reason why we, matched these two people together is so we have a generalissimo who has this, behavior that is unlike the regular Nigerian politician. And we have a man of God who has, this antecedent. Yeah, this antecedent that we can say, yes, he has done well. And then, when you look at the sense that you bring to the table, I mean, he's in charge of the economic team. Yeah. So people are looking at that.
It's worthy of note that General Buhari is also, even when he was military leader in Nigeria, he'd always empowered his second in command. At the time he was military ruler, Idiagbon was very active.
Well, but the truth is, military, soldier, respect must be there. Yeah. If you don't respect your second in command, because the truth is, you all planned it together. So this person might just be at the helm. This other one might even be more powerful than you are. And certain people have even said that, Idiagbon was even more...
Yes, he was more active.
But the beauty of democracy is we must see people carry out their role and discharge their responsibility to the best of their ability.
All right, so let's still move away to another political story. This time around, we're looking at the All Progressives Congress. Now, it's been said that President Muhammadu Buhari turned down the allegation of tenure of other members of the APC, except one person, Odige Oyegun.
Well, the except is not really clear, because what the president said was, the action that was carried out on the 28th of February that, recommended an elongation, not even recommended, that, stamped an elongation for the party's national executive and all of the executive in the states is an illegality. And he explained, he said, Articles 17 and 33 of the APC constitution does not support such an action. if you spend your first 4 years, you come for an election. It is renewable. And when you exceed 2 terms, you have no opportunity again. And he even quoted the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and said that the section of our Constitution, 233, does not allow for that without the due process, which is periodic elections. Now, if we look at this, it's a game of chess, meaning that you are trying to cancel out this one. Remember that we discussed and said that the NEC meeting, was held with Bola Tinubu in absence. Yeah. Now, certain people are saying that the professor emeritus of Nigerian politics, especially from this side of Nigeria, the Jagabambogu has, people are bringing, when you bring hold on, you know how to play what game of cards. When you put star, it's suspension or hold on. When you put 14 box, is general market. When you put 2, is pick 2. But when the person puts what, there's what we call what. When you put what, is game over. So people are saying that the Jagaban put what, and now it's game over. But the spokesperson of the APC has come out to say that what the leader of the party, in the person of the president, what he did was somewhat like an advice to say, no, let's not do it this way. So we are waiting. Now. This present National Executive Council would expire in June. So people are saying, let's watch and see what will happen. But the bane of politics and political parties in Nigeria has always been internal democracy, where certain people just run the party like it is a personal enterprise. We hope that it will not be like this, but the truth is there is little difference between the PDP and the APC.
And they must also remember that a house divided in itself cannot stand. So they should clean their cupboards and their cupboard before they come out. Very quickly, finally, let's look at the Dapchi girls. Now, we talked about Leah Sharibu and the fact that all the other girls have been released except her because she's refused to denounce Christianity. And first of all, what preparation are we making to see that we don't see a repetition of this happening again? And what do we think the government ought to have done, or what is the government doing to ensure that she's being released?
First and foremost, I think that, our security agencies are working around the clock to ensure that we do not see this situation again because it's embarrassing. In February of 2014, 59 boys were killed in Buniyadi. All the crime was they went to school. In April of 2014, over 200 girls were abducted. The only crime was because they went to school. This one happened in Chibok. And now we have also seen the Dapchi incident. There are several Nigerians who have also been abducted, who we are not even talking about. Yeah. So the good thing is we are talking about Leah. And beyond the fact that she refused to denounce her religion and her belief in Jesus Christ, the Son of God, it is important that we keep discussing these issues. One, so that the government knows that it has a responsibility. Yes. And the ultimate responsibility is guaranteeing the safety of lives and property of the Nigerian people. Number two, we have issues that we are dealing with. Rather than play politics and say decimated, demarcated, destabilized, destroyed, let us face this issue squarely, address the nitty-gritty of the problems so that people are not encouraged to pick up arms. We saw the videos of when the Boko Haram insurgents came to the community. People were hailing them. They were excited. They saw them like Robin Hood. They were singing their praises. What does that tell you? A people who have lost faith in institutions of state. So what we must do is address these problems and, importantly, bring Leah and every other Nigerian that has been abducted by Boko Haram home and ensure that we have lasting peace. I must encourage you people that every day we discuss this Leah story, and I think that we should put it, at the front burner of our discussion. And most importantly, always say that we must do more for the girl child, especially.
Yes. Thank you so much, Shukudi, for being so exhaustive with this. We joined the Congress of Northern Nigeria Christians to ensure and to advocate that Leah be released and brought back to us. We do not want this to happen again, so we'll keep rendering our voices. We'll keep, using social media to push this message home. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Chukudi.
We're going to quick break in advance.
We're going to see you tomorrow.
By the grace of God, but I'm just, tomorrow is only Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm wishing you in advance. To enjoy more of these our Ubunke videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.